How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Carrison here, and it's time to conclude Heartstopper Season 3. Big sad. Yeah, it's going to be very great to see how we're going to conclude this fantastic season. As I said in the last episode, I feel like with this season, it's been the strongest of Heartstopper, I would say, out of the 3 seasons. I've really enjoyed my time with all seasons of Heartstopper, but I feel like with the story we've been on this season, the acting, it's just been very, very well done. Yeah, it will be very interesting to see how we will conclude things this season. So yeah, at the ending of that last episode, of course, we had Charlie and Nick basically make love, as I felt like it was going to get to that moment throughout all of episode 7. Hello, buddy. But yeah, with Nick, he was being very distracted, of course, not just with his prospects for education, of course, but also in regards to Charlie himself. So yeah, it was really, really great stuff this, the last episode, and I'm excited to see what this episode has on offer to conclude what has been a really, really great season. So with that said, it's time for one final time this season of Heartstopper. Let's go.
Why,
Nick.
Why I don't like this show?
No.
It's just a series. Come on.
You don't mind I kept my shirt on, do you?
He doesn't mind.
Charlie.
I feel like we're gonna have to practice a lot.
Oh, yeah. Loads of practice. Absolutely loads of practice.
I don't know, every now and again. And by every now and again, as often as possible, maybe, I don't know. Oh. Well, they're in a happy place, so that's all amazing.
Oh. Well, your top choices are close by, right? And you're definitely getting, so...
But what if he goes to a
he's talking.
faraway uni is the question. Because, of course, Nick's had those worries about Please Don't Go. Oh, I don't like that title. That title could just... No.
Don't look at me like that. You come home in Michael's clothes all the time.
That's different.
You can just tell me you're dating. It's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about.
She was controlling, and sometimes...
You just worry that you're doing the same thing as her.
Anyway, I swore I wouldn't become like her, but I think in some ways, maybe I have. I feel much less worried about you if you waited a few more weeks, just till your GCSEs are over. Can that be our compromise?
A few weeks could just fly by. At least he's recognizing, you know, her struggles and all of that. That, you know, she doesn't want to become like her mom.
What are you smiling about?
Oh, Isaac's gonna know. It happened.
You'll definitely be back for the fete on Saturday. Our band slots at 4 p.m.
I'll be there. Don't worry.
What if he's not there,
We drove up that
though?
morning.
I'm just expecting something to break my heart.
You gotta get going.
Away from your house.
Yep.
What are you guys thinking of studying? Art. Law or politics? International relations.
Oh,
much
he's still
art
a
in your
bit
spare
lost.
time?
Oh no, Nick.
Haven't.
Yeah, well, it'd be nice to live at home. My mum won't be on her own and be close to Charlie.
What about when Charlie goes to uni the next year?
Yeah, if he leaves, then you'll
What
still be
about?
apart.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there are these complications,
true.
but Nick's so sure that he's gonna stick close by.
I'm not sure I did like you. Like that.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think I kind of felt, like a pressure to have a boyfriend. Because I was a cool girl. And that's what cool... I don't think I've ever liked a boy. Actually. When I really think of it.
Oh,
Sorry, that probably makes
Imogen.
no sense.
Oh, my heart.
I get it.
Who even am I?
That really does hurt, like, in terms of Imogen and how she feels like she had this pressure on her to, you know, she had to like a boy and all of that. rather than just be herself.
I have no idea what I'd do with a year off.
I'm sure you and Charlie would think of a few things. What? Tal mentioned you two have been keeping each other.
Jesus Christ, Tal! But Elle's just airing that out there. Oh no. Oh
I
no.
hate you guys so much.
What's going through his head?
Because this was not my best work.
Why are you being all soppy? I just don't think I tell you enough how important you are to me.
Oh, it's so great though that he's, you know, that he's acknowledging the love to his friends there.
So, I'm going to be your tour guide today. My name is Will. What are you thinking of studying?
Maybe sports.
We're not even
science or
considering Durham
psychology.
University.
Haven't really decided yet.
I just say that because it's close to home for me.
Carry on with rugby at uni.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Nick's made his decision.
Josh!
Oh. You just worry about what kind of impact this is gonna have on Nick and Charlie, and it's like, oh heck.
Even though I love Nick, I need other people.
Oh.
My sister, my parents when they're not being annoying, my friends, the therapist.
No. Ah, yes. 4.5 hours. Is that on Trey Jeebers? Oh. Now this is going to be the test, isn't it? Long distance relationships, right?
Being away from him. I don't know who I am without him.
Oh.
Maybe it's time to find out.
This is a good opportunity for them to still love each other, but have that moment where they figure out who they are on their own.
Are you ready for the big performance?
Is he gonna go for the short one? He's going for the t-shirt. Oh.
I'm ready.
Oh.
Missing Al. I mean, 4 days is like 40 years in Tal and Al time.
Okay, firstly,
We're in a a traffic jam.
I'm actually fine about it.
Both happy. If she doesn't want to label it, I literally don't care. I just figured we should have a conversation about it, but now...
My
I wish
heart,
I hadn't said
Michael.
anything.
Oh.
Do you want me to go and find her?
He really cares for her. My heart. We want Michael and Tori to thrive. I think they work so well together.
I don't ever feel anything.
That's not true. You feel so much. Just trapped inside. I understand what that's like.
There could be that feeling of afraid to be hurt.
On me.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'll still have bad days, but I'm okay.
I really love the sibling dynamic we've explored with. Oh. Oh. There we! I knew it! I knew it! Traffic jam! I knew it! Tori's jamming out.
Guys, hurry up!
They're making it! They're making it! They're making it! Awesome! Killing it! They're killing it!
Alright. Have fun, okay?
See you tomorrow.
Alright. Bye.
Big steps for the mom, isn't it? Like,
It's fine.
yeah, it's fine.
And we've got a free house.
Wait, is Tori staying with Michael? Okay.
I need to find a job though, because my mum's not going to pay for international travel. I mean, she doesn't even pay for my bus fare to school, so...
Heck.
Yeah.
And there needs to be some, like, video vlogging jobs, etc., video editing. Tao would shine.
Take mine off. Please. You sure? Yeah.
I love you.
Give that assurance.
You are so fucking hot.
Oh my god. Just gonna end that note. Happy note. Just a happy note. Just a, yeah, good note to end on. Good stuff. Good stuff. This season has been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. And it's so great, though, when it comes to, you know, where the future might lie. Because, of course, with Charlie and Nick, they've got to find out what comes next now that, you know, they're in a happy place. They've said the I love yous. They've, you know, gone through sex, which is, I guess, strands ahead of, you know, where they were, I guess, last season. Because, of course, we ended season 2 on that cliffhanger where, you know, Charlie was wanting to say, Nick, I love you, and it was like, but we got there at the beginning of the season. And, yeah, but it's now like, where do we go from here in terms of, well, you know, with Charlie, you think, okay, well, he's got to, I mean, of course, with Nick, he's been talking about how, you know, Charlie helps him on his feet and all of that. He can't, like, live without him. And I guess the same would be said for Charlie, but it's going to be this whole situation of him figuring shit out on his, or stuff out on his own, should I say. I mean, not exactly on his own, but without Nick, if that makes sense. So, yeah. And with Nick, it's a journey of self-discovery. It's a journey of discovering more about oneself, especially with this talk in the last episode. So, and I'm assuming that will definitely be a case of if season 4 does get picked up. Well, it shouldn't be an if. It shouldn't be a matter on if. But then again, knowing what Netflix are like, yeah, that was a really, really great way to conclude this season of Heartstopper. It's been a really, really fantastic 8 episodes. This season has just been top-notch stuff. And I am kind of glad that we didn't end... I mean, of course, there is that lingering question on if Nick is actually going to go to Leeds, which I think he will. And like I said, it's going to... Like, if we do get a season 4, which, again, it shouldn't be a question on if, but it will really, really help Nick try to find out who he is, which is very understandable. And for Charlie, it's also going to be a situation where he can further expand his... there's going to be that situation where he can further expand his own relationships. So, yeah. And, you know, they can be independent. I mean, obviously, Charlie and Nick, you know, it's undisputed that they do love each other so, so much. And they are, like, inseparable. But there's going to be that situation where, okay, well, this is going to be, you know, kind of the norm. But, you know, it's not like Charlie's going to be alone. So, yeah. But it was very, very interesting to see how Nick was dealing with his own dilemma. I mean, not just in terms of like what uni he wants to go to, because deep down he really wants to, go to Leeds. But of course, there does come the worry of creating a long distance relationship. But it's also the whole situation of how he is kind of reluctant to put himself first, which I do get. I mean, I'm always I'm always someone who doesn't want to put myself first. If I'm going through if I'm going through any kind of struggles, for example, then I'd rather focus on helping other people out than myself. It's just embedded into me, to be fair. And yeah, so, and I know, like, I've had the same lecture about you should especially if I've been going through a bit of a bad episode, if I've gone through a breakdown, etc. I've always had people try to tell me to put myself first, etc. But it's just not who I am. So, but again, we've had this whole situation of Nick and him going on his journey of self-discovery and all of that, spelled out in that last episode when he had a bit of a confessional to Charlie, about how he's been afraid of being himself, that there's always this pressure on his shoulder. He couldn't really. He feels like with Charlie, and there is that like codependency, isn't there? Because with Charlie, he can feel free and all of that, but he can't be himself any, on a normal basis. So, and it is really, really sad stuff, to be fair. So there is a bit of a precedence in terms of Nick neglecting himself, and I feel like that is definitely going to be a thing that we can definitely discover on season 4, with Nick really combating his own mental health situation. So, because that's it, though, you can really, really see the struggles that Nick is going through. And I feel like whereas we focused on Charlie, and Charlie obviously will still have his bad days and all of that, as he made a mention, he's made great progress. It'll be Nick's turn to really, really struggle, and I could definitely see that being a big focal point for season 4. So I'm just putting it out there. It's getting picked up. And if not, then I will... No, I will not burn a certain headquarters down. I'm kidding. No, but in all seriousness, it is something that I could definitely see, focused for season 4 with Nick. And, yeah, so... And, Tara had a good point there. It is time for Nick to figure out who he is. And... sometimes that means ripping those painful band-aids off, and, creating a long-distance relationship with Charlie. So, especially if Nick is to thrive, he wants to go to Leeds deep down. But there is that worry of distancing himself because he's so codependent with Charlie. So it is time to get some distance. Not in a I think things are rough between us kind of way, but in terms of going where Nick wants to go for university, and finding out who he is. So I know there are these, kind of struggles when it comes to young love, isn't there? Because of the prospect of, you going to a university that's like 4.5 hours away. But I think it would be it's going to be a very, very important... It's not going to be like the be-all, end-all for Nick and Charlie's relationship. It's just going to be a very, very important step for... Nick to discover who he is. And I think Charlie would understand, especially if Nick brought that up, because he's been playing, he's been, with Nick, or with Charlie, should I say, he's been playing he has been helping others, whilst he's also been contending with his own struggles. You saw Tara's breakdown in episode 4, I think it was. No, episode 5, should I say. And Charlie was there to coach her through. And then even in this episode with Tori, which we'll get onto in a moment, coaching her through. It would definitely make sense if Nick was to tell, or Nick was to voice, because it's not like, why, like, it's like, why would he keep these worries from Charlie and all of that? Especially when he tells Charlie that, you know, I feel like I could be myself around you and all of that, and so I could, and that's why I'm saying I think I can imagine Nick telling Charlie about, you know, going to Leeds and that. I wouldn't imagine him hiding this kind of situation. I mean, he could do, to be fair, but I think it would just be a nice continuation, and I think it would be very, very poignant that, you know, he doesn't have as close of a relationship with Tara that compared to someone like Tori or Nick, obviously. But that was a first stepping stone in terms of, well, Charlie has been going through his own journey, but he still feels like a duty to care for his friends and all of that. And you know, Tara was the first person that he could really try and help. And then we moved on to a bigger prospect in terms of his sister. And, you know, it would just be a nice level of progression to help Nick out in terms of his worries about creating this long-distance relationship, in terms of being 4.5 hours away from Charlie. I think Charlie would be very understanding because he wants Nick to discover who he is. And he doesn't want to hold Nick back whatsoever. And I think he would be able to sense Nick's concerns. And even though this would be very, very painful, it's going to be, because, you know, you want to be with each other all the time. It's also very, very necessary for both parties as well. So, yeah, but it was really, really great to focus on Nick and him, you know, trying out different universities as well as everyone else, really. So, yeah, where we even got some very big development from Imogen, and I really, really loved that scene. And I felt so bad for Imogen because, again, like with Nick's situation, it's all a situation of self-discovery, because of the fact that Imogen voiced her worries about you know, how she felt this pressure to like boys and all of that. And yeah, it was just very, very heartbreaking that Imogen's always felt this worry, really, when it comes to you know, wanting to be herself, but she's felt so much pressure. And it was a really, really amazing talk with her and Nick in terms of, I don't think I've really ever liked you, to be fair. I mean, I think you're a nice person and all of that, but are you going to sleep there, bud? Oh, man. It's okay. No, but with Imogen, it is really, really heartbreaking. But it was really, really nice for her to, you know, air this out to Nick and tell her that I don't think I've ever liked guys, etc. And I think that every time that I have, it has just been a fabrication because I've always had this pressure, and it just does break your heart because we've loved Imogen's story so much from someone who feels like she is an ally to someone who is, you know, figuring out who she really is. So yeah, but it was really, really, it was a really, really nice confessional. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? But I also loved the focus on Charlie's family in particular in this episode. Because it wasn't just Charlie with Tori in regards to very, very important moments with Tori and how she needs Charlie, really. But also the mother as well, because I mean, you got with the kerfuffle in the last episode, as well as, I guess, any other kind of scenarios where there does seem to be a big kerfuffle between Charlie and his mom. You don't get any kind of ill will from Charlie's mom, not whatsoever. And that's it. She does mean well. She is someone who is, trying to look out for Charlie, and sometimes that means she will be a bit overbearing and whatnot, and that can create some kerfuffles between Charlie and his mom. But I just really, really loved that little sit down and talk in regards to her mom, his mom saying, "I don't want to be like my mom because she was very, very cruel. And I do feel like I pick up certain traits and I just don't want to be like that, but I just, want the best for you, etc." So, and it was just really, really nice. And I just really love that moment where she had that acceptance at the end of the day of, letting Nick and Charlie, Charlie spend the night at Nick's. And I guess, Tori with Michael because the dad said we've got the free house, so yeah. But it was just a very, very amazing moment. So yeah. But again, there was that whole situation of Tori and Charlie. So, and I really love that dynamic this season. I mean, Tori's been an absolute delight in Heartstopper entirely, but I really, really do think that they, the dynamic between Charlie and Tori, especially with Charlie being at a very, very vulnerable state this season, I think it's just been immaculate. I mean, there's been a lot of great moments from Tori in terms of her acknowledging her brother's journey, from her sitting on the stairs and breaking our hearts to, even seeing, because Charlie opted to go for the short-sleeved shirt, and that is showing big progress up until, of course, the point where he wanted to be shirtless when him and Nick. Yeah, that was beautiful. That was really, really amazing. And even the shroud of anxiety and negativity that would often surround Charlie when he was staring at his body, it seemed faint. I don't know if anyone else saw that, but it felt like it was not as black, but more so grey, as if it was fading. So yeah. But Tori's always been there, and it was time for Charlie to be there for Tori, because he acknowledges that his sister has been very, very supportive and yeah. And he wanted to help her because it's like what Charlie said. I mean, with Tori, she's adamant that she doesn't feel things, but Charlie doesn't believe that, and we don't believe that. But of course, she's got a different way of expressing certain feelings and all of that, and that's all well and good. So yeah, and I think with Tori, she's wanting to put all of her love to Charlie because she really, and that's really, and that's fine. But of course, Charlie wants her to be happy. And this is where I was talking about in regards to from, Tara to, Tori, and then maybe to Nick in regards to giving some words of encouragement and helping people out. That's what he wants to do to Tori. He wants to help her out and wants her to be happy. I mean, yeah, Tori might say that she's happy with her supporting Charlie, because she, like I said, she wants to put all of her love to Charlie, but at the end of the day, Charlie does also want, she also acknowledges there is a bit of a struggle for Tori, and he wants her to be with Michael because he knows deep down that those feelings for Michael are there. It's just that, Tori, she just worries about Charlie all the time, and yeah, so it was just really, really powerful stuff to see that dynamic just hit that important moment where yeah, Tori is deep down lost in terms of what to do. But she's not going to be open about it, and you know, that's where Charlie comes into the fray. So yeah, and it was just, and you could tell that, like, with Charlie's words, it was true, just with the way that she reacted. So but it's just really, really nice to see that dynamic just flourish so much. So yeah, but yeah, it was just a really, really great way to conclude things this season. And there might be some interesting prospects coming into season 4. So yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the last one or whatever, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be, like I said, very, very interesting to potentially, fingers crossed, because like I said, we know how Netflix are like. So yeah, but fingers crossed we'll get that season 4, and we'll get a good exploration in terms of Nick and Charlie's story, especially more so Nick, I feel, given his struggles and whatnot. With this, especially these last few episodes. So yeah, but until then, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!